Hey friends, this is Darnell coming to you from the beautiful Bedrock Ministry studio, once again with AM in America. It is day 78. We're going to be looking at verse 78 as we continue through Psalm 119. Now, in verse 78, the psalmist says this: "Let the insolent be put to shame, because they have wronged me with falsehood. As for me, I will meditate on your precepts," or meditate on your word. Now, we have talked about this word insolent before. It's come up from the psalmist as we've journeyed through Psalm 119, and we know that it means the boldly disrespectful. These are people that, as I've said before, have no self-respect, really. They have no proper self-image, and therefore they can't really respect others. That's just the way that goes, and that manifests itself in many different ways. That on this continual pattern of griping and complaining, putting other people down to try to make themselves look and feel better. So we understand that. But let's dig into this verse a little bit, because there's a couple of things that stand out to me that I think are important for us to note here. The psalmist, first of all, does not say, "God, go get them." All right. He says, let the insolent be put to shame. There's a difference there. If you just look at that language very carefully, because God does not have to go get anybody. God is love, and he is in the business of wanting to supply love, protection, peace, grace, provision, healing, all good things, the Bible says, comes down from the Father of lights. But we live in a fallen world, and a fallen world is under a curse. So really, if somebody is going to reap the repercussions of their attitude, their words, their actions, it's not going to be because God has to go out of his way to go get them. All God has to do is allow people to have their own way. Once you remove the protection of God in any specific area of your life or anybody's life, once that protection is removed, bad things happen. And that's really the difference that I see here. The psalmist is saying, let the insolent be put to shame. God doesn't have to go out of his way to put him to shame. All he has to do is allow it to happen. Now, the psalmist is making an appeal for them to get what they deserve. It's a subtle difference, I know, but it's an important difference, because we have to understand the nature of God. If we begin to view God as someone who, is looking for an opportunity to go get somebody, that is not the God of the Bible. The God of the Bible is love. God of the Bible wants all people to be saved. The God of the Bible wants all people to be brought into a relationship with him wherein he can provide all that they need. The second thing that I see in here is that the psalmist goes on to say, as for me, I will meditate on your precepts. That's also very important, because the psalmist is saying that I'm not going to let myself be preoccupied by this insolence and by the things that are going in the fallen world. I am going to meditate on your word. I'm going to concentrate on you, your goodness, and just growing in you. And that is very important, because as Christians, I look around and I see a lot of Christians preoccupied oftentimes with what is wrong, with the sin in the world, the problems, all of these things. And yes, those things exist, but we need to be focused on God and what he has provided with us and for us, and what he gives us through his word. I hope that blesses you today, my friends. This is Darnell coming to you from the beautiful Bedrock Ministry studio. Now let's go change the day.